Hey, welcome back. Today is Tuesday. Yesterday we were off for Martin Luther King holiday. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope you were able to celebrate accordingly, and now it's back to the grind on Tuesday. Last week we were able to finish up a murder case that had gotten a little bit older. It was a November of 2020 case, and what happened is the defense attorney in that case passed away. They had a Charleston defense attorney, and he died, so we had to take some time to let another defense attorney come in and get called up on the case. But this was the case of C.W. Wings here in Conway. It's up at the near the Walmart in Conway, a Wings place, and a defendant whose last name was O'Hare was in C.W. Wings with his wife drinking. And he had basically been drinking all afternoon at C.W. Wings. Later in the night, Paul Mishu came in, and by all appearances, everybody was having a good time. But the Bible warns us that wine is a mocker. And I don't know if that played a huge part in it, but at some point, Mr. Mishu got ready to leave. He was walking out of the door. It's apparent that Mr. O'Hare pushed him. Mr. Mishu pushed O'Hare back, and O'Hare fell. Mr. Mishu, the decedent, helped O'Hare up. They hugged, and Mr. Mishu went to his vehicle to get into it and go home. O'Hare walked up behind him and shot him in the neck, killing him. There was a young man that was an eyewitness to all of this. He worked at C.W. Wings. I'm not going to get into his name or all of that, but when he saw that, he went back inside and hid. O'Hare went back after the worker from C.W. Wings. All of that was caught on tape, him looking for the worker. And the worker was hid in a cooler. When O'Hare opened the cooler, the employee of C.W. Wings wrestled the gun away and held O'Hare there until the police arrived. Now, I don't know if O'Hare was just drunk, if he was, everything appeared fine by all of the patrons at the bar, but clearly something made Mr. O'Hare angry. One thing that did not come out in this case is Mr. O'Hare was a member of the Red Devil motorcycle gang. Obviously, we can't talk about that in front of a jury, but maybe that is that combined with the liquid courage, whatever it was, caused him to be upset enough to kill Mr. Mishu. Mr. Mishu was 30 years old. Mr. O'Hare was 58. He had been a member of the Red Devil motorcycle gang just a small amount of time. He had no prior record. I don't think Mr. Mishu had any prior record. This was just a one-off from everything. In fact, O'Hare had been a TSA agent, where a federal agent checking bags, but his character maybe started to change with the Red Devil motorcycle gang. But on that date, certainly he did enough to earn himself 50 years, 45 years for the murder, 5 additional years for the use of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime, for a total of 50 years. So he will have to serve day for day on that first 45. That'll put him until 2069, and then he will serve a part of the 5-year sentence that came over the top of it. Really tough case by all accounts. Not so much it was fairly easy to prove, but the fact that O'Hare had never been in trouble before, the fact that it just was really a senseless murder. Generally, there is a lot more to these murders. There is a prior robbery or a prior drug deal or something. Not in this case. It seems like it was just, very personality driven, and it leaves in its wake the Mishu family that live here in Conway. He had a longtime girlfriend, wife, 2 small children. His mom is still around, all of those without Paul Mishu. And O'Hare, he had a family also that he is going to leave behind. So no winners in this thing. It was a tough case from that standpoint. Certainly, going forward, the thing that we can all learn from it is that we are going to be held accountable, whether we're in a gang or not in a gang. We're going to be held accountable whether we're 58 or 38 or 30, and we're going to be held accountable if we're sober as a judge or if we're drunk as a skunk. Either way, we're going to be held accountable for our actions. And sometimes that comes at a great cost to our families. I hope you have a great week. We will see you again Monday, and we will go over some case law. So if you have any comments or questions, hit us up and we'll try to answer them on Monday.